Welcome to the Las Vegas Realtor Podcast, where we talk all things LVR. I'm your president for 2022, Brandon Roberts, joined in studio by our CEO, Wendy DeVecchio, and our president-elect and 2023 President Lee Barret.
I'm so glad to be here. Whoop, whoop.
We're glad you're here, too.
Thanks.
You bring the excitement and you bring the energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm excited. This is episode number 2, and we'll start off episode number 2 like we did episode number 1 with the CEO update. Wendy?
I can hardly wait.
Good morning, everyone. Why didn't you do that on take 2? Because I can only hear myself while you're like giggling over there. So in February of 2022, we had 17,057 members. In January of 2022, we had 6,679 members. Compared to February of 2021, we had 15,500 members. So we've gained about 1,500 members since 2021, which is good. So far in February, we've had 185 new members, and Lee can contest to this because he is one of our instructors also besides your president coming in 2023 is we have put through 340 brand new agents in February through orientation. Currently, right now, we're conducting 2 orientations a month. Since January, we've inducted 561 new agents through orientation. We are still holding 1 live orientation, and we're holding 1 Zoom orientation. We're still doing that for those of our new agents that aren't comfortable coming in and being in large crowds. In February, we held over 25 CE classes with 1,200 members taking those classes. Since January, we've held 48 classes and over 2,400 members have taken those classes. Since the division has raised the CE credits for the members, we have increased our courses here. And as the members call in and ask for new courses, we add those to the calendar every month too. So make sure that you're looking for your emails and looking for that Wednesday communication piece that comes out about education. Cases so far in 2022, we've had 6 ethics courses, 5 arbitrations, and we've had 1 go to our ombudsman. Communications in February, we had 17 Facebook posts, 17 Twitter posts, 17 LinkedIn posts, 17 Instagram posts, and 35 email communications going out to members with an open rate of 46%. We've implemented a new sign-in system downstairs for the members. So if you log on to our website and you go to your member profile, you guys do have a membership ID card there. That membership ID card, if you guys download it, has a QR code on it, and you guys will start using that to sign in for classes. If you went to general membership meeting on the 18th, you would have used it to sign into the general membership meeting, and you guys will start using that to sign in to the front desk. We've also began printing your materials again. The week before that, we sent out an email communication to you guys about the new LVR mobile app, which is very exciting. On that app, you'll be able to pay your bill, register for classes, pay your dues. You'll be able to contribute to PSF. You'll be able to look at all the communications. Even this podcast, you'll be able to watch on your new mobile app. Plus, you'll be able to download your membership card and be able to sign into classes, events, and the front desk with your membership card. So please look for that email. If you didn't see it, it was 2 Wednesdays ago from LVR, and in that, we'll give you instructions on how to download it, and inside that, we'll give you instructions on how to download your member card. We have been able to do about 12 members. We're joining per day. We're doing about 50 to 60 transfers per day, and we're doing about 3 to 4 reinstatements per day. Make sure when you're in the association that you stop by our store downstairs. We have brand new products. Ask Lee. He buys them all the time. He's got a cup right there. And we have new shirts and all kinds of gear. He even has his name on the back of his card and his ID because he thinks we're going to steal his card. And so make sure that you guys stop off at the store and look out all the new products that we have in there. Also, for those of you who've been waiting for lock boxes, we did get finally a shipment of lock boxes in. You guys have known since COVID, it's been a struggle to get new lock boxes. And that reminds me, if you guys have any used lock boxes that you're not using, we do buy them downstairs for $50 a piece. But we did get some new lock boxes in. So if you're in need some, please don't rush down here and overwhelm downstairs. But we do have some available. We also are going to have our real store for the back when about 5 years ago, we used to have our real store at the table at the general membership meetings. We're going to start that back up again for the July meeting. Also, Brandon and or Lee will tell you about the exciting news about the new guidelines for the elections coming up with the applications being out soon. And we're going to have a huge
Event.
Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
I can't hear myself. So we're going to have a huge event, and Brandon will cover that, what's going to happen with our candidates running for the 2023 Board of Directors, which we're excited about. Also, we're building a new online store, which we're excited about. So that should be ready in the fourth quarter for you guys. The real estate division is allowing us to continue to do Zoom classes. Lee, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a permanent thing going forward, right? That the division's
My
going to allow.
understanding is, yeah.
Okay, so we're continuing to do Zoom classes and live classes, so contact your education department to ask about both of those. We are doing some firearm safety training on April 8th, so make sure you call the Association for Education regarding that. MLS is doing some videos right now regarding the new rules and regulations that were passed by NAR in November that we had to adopt by the 1st of March. So please make sure that you go online and look at those new rules and regulations for MLS. And the chair and the vice chair, Rich and Steve, will be doing some videos about that. So please look for that coming up. We're also going to be doing a whole bunch of new stuff with communication. Brandon's going to cover that, so please look out for that. But in the meantime, make sure that if you see any social media post about LVR, our events, pictures, committees, anything like that, make sure you tag and share. The more you guys tag and share, the more our social media platforms will grow. Same thing for your guys. So please make sure when you see our post to tag those. Also for MLS, they have an October participants meeting coming up, which again, Rich and Steve will do a video regarding that. MLS dues are due the 5th of April. So if you haven't paid your bill, please make sure you also do that. Other than that, I am done, I think.
Wow.
Man, that was a record time. Wow.
All right. Well, we're running out of time now.
Yeah,
Lee. No,
thanks
it's
for
good.
coming.
But you can see there's a lot of information that needs to be disseminated out to the members.
Absolutely.
And I know at the beginning of the year when you and I sat down, or right before that, right after you won the election, we started talking about some of the things that were important. And one of the big items was communication.
You know that we're in the 21st century plus.
Right? And so, and that seems to be a topic when people are running for the board. That's one of the things they want to come in and change. But it's not easy because everyone communicates differently. And so a lot of the things that we've been talking about, one of the things that we gave authorization to in the last board meeting was text messaging, right?
Yeah, text messaging without, without making it ridiculous. We're not going to text you on everything, but when there's important things, we're going to get that out to you so that you can go ahead. Because the way messaging comes is really important to people. In fact, our office anymore, I'm asking people to ask them specifically how they'd like to be communicated with.
Right. So that, it goes all the way down to work with your buyers and sellers and your clients. But rest assured, this isn't going to be like a spam that we're just going to go out and text every single one of you. This had to be an opt-in. And so in the past, we had a process that they'd opted in. So we've got a lot that are in.
Correct. So before COVID, we sent out an email to all of the membership asking them to opt into the text messaging system. Another email will be going out here shortly for the ones that we don't have opted in to opt out. And then it'll be part of the new member packets going forward that automatically when they sign up, they'll opt into all of our communication
A lot
systems.
of opting.
Yes, a lot of opting.
But really important that we're always accused at the association level of not communicating, and one of the goals is, in Brandon's years, be that source of information. So,
right. So if text messaging is a mode that you prefer to be communicated in, make sure you opt into that because I think that's going to be a big deal. One of the other things we did in this last board meeting is we created a communication PAG.
Yep.
And so the idea behind this PAG, or this Presidential Advisory Group, that's what it stands for, I believe.
Yes.
Is that they can look at how we disseminate information on whether it be for education classes, whether it be for form changes, whatever it is, so that we can come up with some strategies and some communication plans on how to get that information out.
Well, and the biggest thing, when when you're sitting there and you're thinking about how to do it, why not get some subject matter experts in there? And that's what you reached out. You got a group and you're reaching out to some other people to go ahead and give us the insight on what's really necessary anymore.
Yeah, and one of the tasks is how do we use social media better too? Because
Absolutely.
there's a huge cross-section of our membership that's how they like to be communicated with. One of the other things that we did is we started a broker committee.
Yep.
And so this will be 25 members, 5 members from different sizes of brokerages, right? That will meet on a semi-regular basis. It doesn't have to be monthly, but when we have information or things that we want to help get out to the membership, Lee and I felt it was very important to make sure that we're getting that out to the brokers so that they can support that and also get that out to their agents.
Absolutely. The broker is fundamentally the person that all agents go to when information comes out, and we want them to be the most informed and the most understanding of why certain things were done on forums and why it's a benefit to them.
Yeah, so they're not surprised.
Yes.
And
That's never good.
And the one good thing, too, is you guys took a lot of time to make sure that every size
Absolutely.
of a brokerage was covered in this new broker committee.
Yeah, we go to small
from
to
megas
mega. That's
all the
right.
way to the small. So you'll have representation from all of the levels, which I think is an excellent thing when you're talking to the brokers and asking the brokers
Absolutely.
to communicate to their agents.
Yep.
Yeah, and half the 25 members will be on a 1-year term, and the other half will be on a 2-year term, so we stagger it so it rolls.
Yep.
And we're going to be picking those people
Soon.
you and me, probably in the next week or so,
Yeah.
so we can get that ratified by the board as well. So if you're interested, and this is
Absolutely.
something
Reach
you
out
want to
to
be
us.
on, reach out to Lee or myself, and both of our information is on the MLS, and we'd love to consider you guys for that
Absolutely.
committee.
And that committee is going to do some really cool things. I mean, it's the foundation of something that is going to be around this association, I'm hoping, forever.
Me too.
Because I think that we have lost that love and feeling.
Did you just quote
Are
a
you-
song?
Are you going to sing
You're
it?
going to sing it?
No.
Come on.
No.
What's the next lyrics?
Lee will sing that on our
What's
way
the
out.
next lyrics of the song? Or did you just know that part?
I just know that part.
That's good, though. It will be the conduit to communicate with our broker members. Very good. And then speaking of brokers stuff, we have broker receptions.
Absolutely.
And I know you've got a couple of those planned that are going to be a big deal.
Yeah, in the past, the broker reception, we've informed people about what's going on in the association. And so this year I really wanted to kind of take it to the next level to help other president-elects that will be coming in. So I reached out to a friend of mine in Miami, and this guy is written up in every major magazine when it comes to brokerages and what he's done in Florida. In Florida, he was the CEO of the Miami Association, 55,000 members. And so he's going to come in for our reception, which will be May 13th from 4 to 6. And at that reception, his name is George Guerrero. He's going to be speaking about the speed of now in the real estate business. And any of you that are not aware of what's going on in Florida, and especially Miami, Miami's the number one highest priced market in the United States, highest. And the other thing about Miami that's interesting right now is they had their first crypto sale. And so he's going to be able to give us some insight on what's going on in that. And then on 7/18, we're bringing another amazing gentleman in. He's going to go ahead and speak about retention of your agents and the importance of that. He was able to sell his company for $5.5 million, and so he must understand retention. So I'm excited to hear him. And that will be when we bring him in, we're also going to do something for your agents about trying to make them as productive and successful as possible. So it'll be a really interesting, and last but not least, and I don't have that date yet, but we're bringing in a fellow named, what's the guy from? Nobu. From Denver, and he's going to end the year with kind of, here's what's going to happen, here's how you have to get ready for 2023. So, it's no longer just going to be a big social event. It's going to be something where we really want you to be involved. My goal is to have 100 brokers there out of 1,700 or 1,600 brokers. I hope that I can get 100 people. Look forward to it.
I think you can.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's, first I applaud you because those have been relatively not well attended.
Right.
And I think sometimes that's because of the quality of what's going out or whatever. And I take full responsibility for that one last year. So by bringing in speakers
I liked
and
yours
stuff,
last year.
Yeah.
I liked yours last year. I think because I'm a teacher by nature, I want to make sure that brokers get as much as they possibly can. Just like you're doing all this communications. So now we're no longer as brokers, and because we're both brokers, we're not sitting there. I wonder what the association's doing. Now we have sources of information that we can go to, a podcast, anything now.
right?
Yeah.
So speaking of crypto, Brandon, haven't you been working on putting another pack together regarding crypto?
Yes, so that
In the
should
market.
we should have those members for the board to ratify by the next meeting.
Yeah.
But one of the things, like Lee mentioned, that they did their first sale, so they did it through an NFT, with non-fungible transaction. I'm starting to learn this stuff
Say
too.
that 5 times.
No thanks. But cryptocurrency and blockchain is going to have a big impact, I feel, in real estate and the way our transactions are done.
Absolutely.
And so we felt it was important to get ahead of the curve to start having some discussions about what that looks like, so that future we can start making some good decisions based on it.
Absolutely. I think, real estate is always change. And so if we're not ahead of the change, then the change is going to run over us. So I'm glad we're doing it.
And so this will be a PAG as well. It's not a full-blown committee, but it's to see if it warrants going into a committee, where we can roll that out to our members and stuff to actually really start to learn about it. So what we're looking for on this PAG is people that really understand blockchain and cryptocurrency, so that we can really dive into it,
Yep.
right? And it's not really some place where you're going to want to come just to learn yet.
No,
but
no.
it's really some
We
people
want
that are
all
experts.
of you that are subject matter experts in this to say, hey, wait a second, I want to be involved in something new that's going to help the association. We need you. And so please reach out to us and say, I understand this stuff.
Yeah, and you reach out to any of us. Remember, Lee's and my contact management information is on the multiple listing service.
Absolutely.
Say that 3 times.
Well, you can also find it on the website too, and
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
be able to find it on
Let's
the mobile
let's
app
start
too.
promoting the website,
Yeah.
LasVegasRealtors.com.
Push people to the website, Bubba.
Yeah, there we are.
So under board of directors, you'll be able to find both of their contact information. We make it very, very simple. You can just click on their picture, and when you click on their picture, it goes straight to their email.
And I'm always smiling.
That is true.
We
As
got
you
him
can
on a
tell,
good
he
day.
refused to wear a headset today because he didn't want to mess up his hair.
That's right.
That stuff happens. One of the other things that happened, just recently is YPN's Who's Who Under 40 is a big deal. But
Yes.
that deadline to submit your application was extended to April 4th by 5 p.m.
Correct. And what we mean by 5 p.m. is if you need information about the application, you can contact Anya at the association at 702-784-5000, and she'll be able to get you that information. Or you can go to the website again, and we make it very
LasVegasRealtor.com.
simple for you, is we have an application there that is fillable, and you can sign it through DocuSign and also submit it up to us. But yes, it is an award that we've had around for many, many years. It's a very prestige award
Yeah, absolutely.
that if you're in the market and you're under 40 and you meet certain criteria, I would suggest that you guys go for that award because it's a big deal. And if you guys win it 3 years in a row, you get to become an alumni, which is really cool.
Yeah, so it says each year a select group of realtors under the age of 40 are recognized for their dedication within our local real estate community. So please get this information to anyone you feel would be a good candidate. Have you ever won it, Lee?
I have not. I was too old. It came out after. But I got to tell you, NAR has had the 30 under 30, and a friend of mine, James Nellis, was just in town for some services, and it was good to see him. And he won that early in his career, and
The 30 under 30.
it's a big deal. It's a big deal for several reasons, and let me just kind of go into it. Number one, if you win it as a real estate agent, you get to promote that you are in a select group. Number two, you have camaraderie with people under YPN anyway. So now you create more of a relationship with those people that are movers and shakers. Here's what I'd like to see YPN do with those 40 under 40. I'd like to see more of them get involved at the association level. I'd like to see more of them get involved with making a difference, because what we need to do is always make sure we're reaching down and pulling up those new leaders. And so they're definitely leaders in the community with their transactions, but let's try to make them leaders in our industry too.
Yeah, and there's a great push this year for YPN to reinvent itself, so to speak.
Absolutely.
To set that up. And I know they just had a top producer panel that was very well attended. And your Red's on the national YPN
Yes.
something.
Your vice president, she's on the YPN. She's an advisor for YPN at
Advisor.
the national level,
Yeah.
which is good.
So she's been able to bring some great information back to our chair and vice chair of YPN and watch for big things in there. But this is a big thing, and I did win it once. I
Did
was
you?
lucky enough
You were
that the very
slid
first
right
year
in,
that they
didn't you?
did it, I was still 39. But that was it. I can't make the Hall of Fame, so.
And speaking of YPN, Lee, didn't you just do a leadership class? Didn't we just have a leadership class
We
that
did.
graduated?
We did, and we had quite a few young members, and we had also people that had been practicing real estate for 15 to 25 years that came in. You know, the goal of this association is always to bring more leaders in. So the Las Vegas Leadership is a great source. Look for it for next year, for 2023. We're thinking about a 2.0 so that you can learn even more about how leadership works, both at the association and just leadership in general, both for your company, both for your team, and also for the industry. We need more good leaders.
And this is a distinct difference. There's a state leadership, but this is our local.
This is our local.
Yeah, which is very awesome.
Yeah.
So I know everybody that, I don't know everybody, but I know a lot of people that have gone through it this last year, and they rave about it. They said it was well worth their time.
Good deal.
They
How
got
big
some
was the
information.
class this last
We're
one?
32,
That's
and we had to
pretty
turn
big.
people away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
huge.
So, 32 people.
Very good. And
And all of them graduated. I love that.
all of them did?
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a class yet that hasn't had anybody
Well, good point.
graduate.
Yeah.
You don't want to be
That's
the
always a
first
good
not
thing.
to
Yeah,
graduate.
I wouldn't want to be the first not to show up.
We'll have you on the podcast.
That's right.
Sitting in the corner over there. But last thing before we go, 2 times a year we strive to put out new forums. And I don't mean we strive to create new forums just so we can put them out, but we strive to have them come out twice a year so that it's more manageable and we can expect them coming. The first, they come out in April and they come out in October. Well, April is next month. So some of the forums that are coming out for you to watch for and to watch for some education on these things. The smart home disclosure has been updated. I mean, that was a good forum, but it's going to be a lot better.
now. That's right.
We've got a solar panel addendum.
And how important is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
we're
that
seeing-
solar panel is always the thing you find out about, and it's always a nightmare on Elm Street. And this one kind of gets you all the information up front.
Yeah, and we're seeing more and more issues with solar, so hopefully
Yeah.
this will help. Solar panel authorization form. I believe that's so that you can discuss the lease terms and or finance terms with the company that's got the financing on it, so that you can make sure that those can be transferred
Correct.
if need be. The wire fraud notification disclosure.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars every year are lost. And the poor real estate agent gets over an encrypted email and takes that encrypted email sometimes and does some goofy things. And we want to make sure you understand that that is very important. That money can go away very quickly.
Right, and so we've had that form, but this one's been updated,
Yep.
so very important. So watch for these changes, and one of the other ones that is coming up is purchase receipt of the common interest resale package. That's been revamped as well.
That's huge.
Forms is working hard.
Forms is out there. Whenever they see something, they go ahead and engage it. But one of the things we're excited about for Forms is that there'll be release dates that will be predictable. And that's really what we're looking for as brokerages. When's a predictable form going to come out?
Yeah.
And like you said, April is going to be one of those predictable dates. And what was the other date?
October.
October, yeah. Perfect.
And there's there's always an exception to every rule, right? So
Yes.
the only time there'd be otherwise is if there was something that seriously had to be changed or a
Absolutely.
legal change or something like
Correct,
that.
or a legislative change.
Legislative change.
Or if an AR comes down and tells us we need to say something.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're keeping to the April and October to make it easier, like Lee said, for the brokers, the agents, and everybody, so they know what's coming
Yeah, they
out.
know when it's coming. Yeah, I think
Very
that's great.
good. Well, I want to thank both of you for your time today, and I want to thank you, the members, for taking time to listen. If you have any questions, you can always reach us on our website, LasVegasRealtors.com.
Good push for that website.
I finally got it, right?
Man,
I can keep
your second one, you're doing great.
by the third one we got it.
Got it.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Bye-bye, guys.